Welcome. Thank you for joining. Get ready for the Modern Executive Podcast with Lorinda Buckingham. This is your ultimate go-to place to get empowerment, transformation, and leadership for your personal and professional success. Prepare to soar and usher in a brand new perspective on lifestyle and professional success as we dive into the inspiration and wisdom it takes to accomplish your dreams. Polish and perfect your methods as you discover your true potential. Let's take the journey of freedom, balance, and faith for success together. The journey starts now.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Lorinda Buckingham here with Modern Empowerment. This is the Modern Executive Podcast. I'm so glad that you all tuned in. We are going to go ahead and get started. We have a great lineup for you today. We're trying something brand new. We are broadcasting the Modern Executive Podcast on the podcast, and we're broadcasting on Facebook Live at the same time. So we're doing something completely brand new. This is something new. And so we're just trying to make this more accessible to people so that they can get leadership tips and tools to help them to be more dynamic and more powerful in the things that they do every single day. So this is completely new. And if this is your first time ever tuning in to the Modern Executive Podcast, the Modern Executive Podcast is a one-stop shop for leadership, for you to get the empowerment that you need to be successful in your business and in your professional development. This is the place to go if you're a contemporary leader that is looking to go higher in your business achievement as well as in your professional success. So each week we give leadership tips and tools that you can use daily. So when you tune in, if you're listening and you're jogging or you're walking, or if you're out and about listening to your friends or your family, or you're doing something out there, it's meant to be short. It's meant to be short. It's meant to be something that you can use and actually apply to your life. And so if you want to make a comment, make a comment. If you want to follow me on Instagram or follow me on LinkedIn, you can follow me at Lorinda Buckingham. My social media handles are Lorinda Buckingham. Also, you can follow us on our website at www.lorindabuckingham.com. Also, please be sure to tune into our latest events. We do have some new workshops that are coming up. We have some great stuff coming up. I'm telling y'all it's going to be good. I'm telling you it's going to be good. And anybody that know my workshops fill up. They fill up. So, because I like my stuff, I like them in a certain way. So if you know me, you know that I like them a certain way. I like my workshops to be very intimate. It's about work. So it's not just something that's boring and just out there. It's about head work and it's about heart work. So if you're listening right now, there's going to be some that's going to be local in the South Atlanta area. So if you're in the South Atlanta area, it's not just reserved for that area. If you want to drive from Alpharetta, you want to come in and fly in, that's fine. But also we're going to have some that's going to be virtual. So if you're in a virtual location, you can also come in as well. But this is going to be hard work. We have one that's coming up called the Blueprint for Success. Powerful. It's going to be powerful. I'm not just saying it because I'm facilitating. I'm saying it because it's good. It's going to talk a lot about how to really dig deep about getting transformation in your heart and how to get your purpose and your passion. That's going to come up pretty soon. So once that comes up, you want to definitely register because the seats are going to be limited. And then also we got a lot of things coming up as far as intentional living and helping people get their vision and goals and getting their dreams. So if you are interested in a particular topic, make sure you DM me. I'm a very personable. I know some people may think I'm not in terms of like, oh, she's out there on the internet and I see her out there on Instagram and different places, but I respond to my messages. So if you DM me or contact me, I'll definitely respond to you. So please be sure to let me know. But we got a lot of dynamic things going on. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so that way as soon as I put a new podcast up, you'll be the first one to get it. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. We're going to talk about how to live satisfied. And I really want to get into this because this is going to be a series that I want to start this month. So we're going to dig deep because I've gotten a lot of people who come in my program and they've been struggling a lot with how to live in a place that's satisfied. Okay. And what that means, this is men and women. This is men and women. So this isn't just just girls. This is men too. We've seen a lot of things on social media and in different places where we've seen people take their own life or have depression, and this is a really big issue. And so if you're out there right now, if you're listening, if you're walking, you're jogging, and if you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with anxiety, you're dealing with any type of mental illness, the first thing I want you to know is that you have a purpose. The first thing I want you to know is that you have a purpose and you have a plan. I don't want you to second guess the fact that you're important. You are important. You are valuable. You are an asset to this earth, to this planet, to this atmosphere. So whether or not, wherever your faith is, wherever you may have the belief that you are supposed to do in this world, you have a purpose in this earth. So I don't want you to second guess what that is. And no matter where you are right now in your career or in your business, whether you like it or you don't like it, it does not have a place in terms of your value. Your value is still your value, independent of your career or your business. Your business and your career does not make your value. You make your value. Okay. And that's something that I try to help people to discover when they go through our programs, so that they can see that no matter where they are, they're fluid and that they have a purpose and a plan. Most of the time people feel as though that their purpose and their self-worth is tied into their job or their career. But what they have to understand is that your purpose and your plan is actually tied into what you bring to the business and what you bring to your career. So many of you right now that are listening to this podcast and listening to this broadcast, you bring value to your business. You bring value to your career. You bring value to every place that you touch. So it's not that your career brings you satisfaction as much as what do you bring to that career. And if it's not giving you the level of satisfaction that you're looking for, then you sort of got to ask yourself, is this my purpose? Am I living out my purpose? Am I really fulfilling my purpose? Am I accomplishing my purpose not only in the four walls or in the context of this career or business, but am I accomplishing my purpose outside of this business? Am I accomplishing my purpose when I leave this job? And where a lot of people fall into depression and stress is that they're not really getting into a place of fulfilling their purpose. And I don't know about you, but that could be a very unsatisfying place. That could be a place that's not satisfying. That could be an unfulfilling place. And then that begins to affect our attitudes, our moods, the way we feel about ourselves. It begins to affect a lot of things. How many of you out there can attest to that? How many of you out there can say the same thing? And it starts to affect stuff, right? It affects your health. It affects the way we sleep. It affects our relationships. It affects everything. I mean, you go from being happy, and the next thing you know, you're just snippy. You have a bad marriage, or you have an attitude. You're snippy with the kids. So I want to encourage you today, and I want to exhort you today to know that leadership addresses the issue of not having or feeling as though you have a satisfied life. That it doesn't have that when you feel that you're not satisfied and you feel like, I don't like my life. It's about developing that leadership and that purpose and that passion that is necessary. And because a lot of times people don't think that leadership, that's what leadership is. Sometimes we think that leadership is just if I'm a king or I'm a queen or if I'm the president or if I'm the mayor. But leadership is also in how we are in our career, our business, as mothers, as fathers. And let me say this as well, it's not in us being perfect. There's some of you out there right now that's listening that need to go a little bit easier on yourself because you're not perfect. But here's the deal, you're not supposed to be perfect. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to be human and allow yourself to be perfected. You're supposed to allow yourself to be perfected. You're not supposed to be perfect. And when you allow yourself to be human and allow yourself to be open to receiving your purpose and your passion, allow yourself to live. Allow yourself yourself to love. Allow yourself to be healed. Allow yourself to forgive. Then you can start seeing real joy in your life, independent of the job that you can't stand. You know, and sometimes you go to a job, it's like, I need to get this job because I need to make this money to pay the bills. I met with this one person, and I was talking with them and just giving them some encouragement. You know, how many of you know that every time you meet someone, it's not all about getting them into a program? I know that God is my source, and that anything that I work on as a resource, God has always been faithful. Always been faithful since I was 18 years old. And one of the things that I've discovered is that as long as I stay on track with what he asks me to do, he always opens the door for anything I need him to do. And one of the things I always share with people is that understand that your career and your business is your resource, but God, or whatever that power is that you believe in, is your source. And so your job, or wherever that is, that's the resource, but God is your source. So it doesn't have to come through normal means then, right? So if you need money for rent, car note, bills, you are stressed out, go to your higher power. Start believing in sowing into other people to begin to receive that. And you begin to feel more satisfied in your life. Satisfaction can come from sowing into other people the thing that you don't have, and sow into other people that don't have the same thing. I want to challenge some of you today that are listening to this podcast about learning how to sow and how to be satisfied in your life. Begin to think about how you can start exploring how to see your purpose, or seeing yourself as being a person of value. I personally think that you are a person of value. I think that you are a person who is a commodity that God wants to use to make a positive impact. Leadership development is not the last resort. It's the best resort. That's why I became a leadership coach. There's so many get rich quick situations out there. There's so many. But the reason why leadership works is because it's proven, because it deals with people. And people, even though you can have technology that change, the internet can change, people can change, we got all these companies that change. People, though, don't change. People, they may adjust. People, they kind of evolve. But people, in the context of who they are, really do not change. So when you want to really excel in your personal growth, in your personal development, then you have to become a person who then understands that leadership has to deal with the heart, the soul, and develop and take that time to develop. When I work with people who are in small business, they just want to. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm snapping my fingers because they want it quick. And it breaks my heart when they waste thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, or they have to close their doors for business because they didn't take the time to invest in personal development and understanding their purpose, their passion, getting clear on their vision and their mission. I want you to understand that each and every one of you, regardless if you work in a job or if you have a business, that you have a purpose, you have a passion. And your satisfaction in this moment, when you get done listening to this, that I want you to walk away with is that your satisfaction is going to be tied to you discovering that purpose and passion for your life. Y'all like, oh, Lorinda. You're coming with that heart work. I don't always just come with head work. I come with that heart work. Y'all got to come, with that real work. Because the hard work is necessary for complete transformation. I've been doing small groups since I was 18 years old. when I was studying for engineering at Tuskegee University. I'm a graduate from Tuskegee University. If some of you are just now tuning in and may not know a little bit about my background, I studied in electrical engineering at Tuskegee University. In Tuskegee, Alabama is known for being a premier school for engineering. And at the time, I had no intention of being a speaker, trainer, coach, nothing. I was in school for engineering. But when I tell you that I've always seen transformation in small groups, I have always seen transformation happen. The hard work that it takes to transform, to develop. So if you're listening right now, when I share with you about how to become more satisfied, if you're unhappy today, if you were sad today, if you came in like, oh no, I'm just listening to Lorinda's podcast. If you were sad today, I want you to walk away encouraged. Encouraged in knowing that if you take the time to develop, if you take the time to do the hard work, which we do each week when we tune in today, I bring in guests, I bring in people to interview. We talk about hard work, we talk about leadership, we talk about business, we talk about all of that, but all of it is hard work, it's head work and hard work, but it's for transformation. If you do the work, you'll have the transformation. There's freedom on the other side of your work. It is work, but it's a good work. I remember when we used to be in those basements and, the resistance that we would get sometimes, but the amazing deliverance and amazing growth that we'll have on the other side. I know there's some of you that's listening right now, and maybe you have some resistance. Maybe you're listening right now, you say, Lorinda, you don't know my situation. You don't know what I'm going through. That's easy for you to say on the other side of that microphone. It is easy for you to say that I have a purpose and a plan. You don't know my history. You don't know what I've struggled with. And you're right. I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't know your history. I don't know everything that you've gone through. But what I do know is that whatever it is, that there's a higher power that is strong enough to pull you to the other side. What I do know is that there's a plan and there's a purpose for your story. What I do know is that it wasn't a mistake for anything that you've gone through. And what I do know is that you're not forgotten. I do know that every tear that you cried and everything that you've gone through, whether you're a man or a woman, because I know there's men out there that are going through. I know that no matter what you've gone through, you're not invisible. You're not invisible. So your homework this week, I'm not going to say homework. I'm going to say your destiny assignment. Your destiny assignment this week is to begin to think about your purpose. I want you to start thinking about your purpose. I want you to think about what would it look like to you and how satisfying would it be to you if you began to live out your purpose. And if you have any comments or questions or concerns or anything at all, I want you to leave me a comment or send me a DM. And again, I want you to connect with me. Connect with me on this podcast. We are on iTunes and Google Play. You can search for me. And then also connect with me on Facebook and on Instagram. Well, this is the Modern Executive Podcast, and I hope that you had a great time. It is always a pleasure and an honor to be able to share with you leadership empowerment. This is Lorinda Buckingham with Modern Empowerment. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining Lorinda Buckingham. Join the tribe and the movement. Connect and follow Lorinda on social media. And be sure to subscribe today so you don't miss one thing that could change your lifestyle or professional success. For more amazing series and products, to book Lorinda for your next event, or to work with Lorinda, visit www.lorindabuckingham.com. So, now it's time to go out there and grab your dream and live the life you desire. Here's to your freedom, balance, and faith for success. Take care.